Hello everyone, this is Shiny. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'll be making orange flavor eggless cake. So here is the ingredients. You need 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of whole milk yogurt, sugar, any kind of white oil, 1 orange, butter spray, cake pan, baking soda, baking powder, and of course orange extract, and 1 cake blender. So let's start the process. So first of all, I am adding the 1 cup of whole milk yogurt. Then I will be adding canola oil. You can use any kind of white oil like corn oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil. I am using the canola oil. You can use even butter also. For using butter, you have to melt it and mix it with the yogurt. It's a very easy process. It will take maximum 1.5 hours to making the cake. So now I am using the orange extract. I will use the cap of the bottle for measuring the extract. I'll be using 1 full cap of orange extract. Now I will add the sugar. So I'm using 1 cup of white granulated sugar. I'll add little bit extra after using the 1 cup. It's according to your taste. If you don't like sugar, so if you like less sugar in your cake, you will use half cup. So now I will mix it very well. Like this you have to mix, so that there will not be any kind of lump into the batter. First of all, I added all the wet ingredients. Now I will add the dry ingredients. Using this hand flour shifter, I will add the flour little by little. First of all, I added 1 cup of all-purpose flour and shift the flour like this. Then I will add the rest of the flour, that is half cup. So now I will mix it very well. You have to make sure there will not be any kind of lump into the batter. Minimum 5 minutes you have to mix it. It will always be good if you mix it for a long time. Now I will be adding the rest of the flour. Whoever does not like to use flour, all-purpose flour, they can always use wheat flour. Now I will mix it again. This is the most important part of making a cake. I always make the cake with egg, so thought of showing without egg. Since many of my friends, they don't eat egg, so this will be good for them in this festival season. So I am using this spoon for measuring the baking powder. I am using 1 full teaspoon of baking powder. I'll use the same spoon for measuring the baking soda also. I'm adding half a teaspoon of baking soda. Don't skip this process. Otherwise your cake will not be fluffy. I'm using orange zest like this. You have to grate it. I will not use much orange zest since I already used orange extract. Otherwise your cake will be bitter in taste. I'm using half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of orange zest. Like this you have to grate. I can smell the orange now. Here I am using navel orange today. Let's mix it one more time. So I am almost done of making the cake batter. I have already preheated my oven to 350 degree Fahrenheit. I am using baking oven today. You can make the cake in your microwave. If you don't have a baking oven, you can use the stove top also. Here is my baking pan. I already greased it with butter spray and I am using a butter paper. Then I will spray it with butter one more time. If you don't have a butter spray like mine, you can always melt unsalted butter and grease the baking pan. Don't skip this process, otherwise your cake will stick in your pan. I'm spraying the butter into my pan. Now I will sprinkle little bit all-purpose flour into the pan. So my baking oven is preheating. Now it's time to pour the cake batter into my pan. Today my cake batter will be little bit extra since I'm using a small kind of cake pan. So I'll be using the rest of the cake batter for making a small cake, or I can make a cupcake also. Both of my daughters will love this. Don't pour the cake batter to the top, because when I will bake the cake, it will rise up. So you have to leave a little bit space. After pouring, you have to pat the cake pan so that there will not be any air bubble into the batter. You have to pat it very well. My baking oven already preheated to 350 degree Fahrenheit. Now I'm inserting the pans. So I'll bake it for 30 to 40 minutes. It's ready now, and I will check if the inside of the cake is already baked or not. I'm using a toothpick, so if it comes out dry, that means my cake is ready. See, it's ready. Now it's time to enjoy the cake. Thank you.